Hi, it's dark out here. It's late. It's after 11. We just got back from the debate watch party. I went to Murphy's Tap Room. That's where the New Hampshire Journal was having their party. Um, so I'm dying to see your comments under here. I'm just going to give you my quick take on it. I felt like I was watching Ozzy Osbourne on that stage, or Biden doing his best Ozzy Osbourne impression, and I have nothing against Ozzy. I love Ozzy. I think he's great. I just don't want him running the country. It was very difficult to understand Biden, and the room wasn't very loud. It was just that he was not clear in his thoughts or in his words. I thought President Trump was very calm. I think he did a good job. I think he could have touched on a couple of points a little stronger, like when they asked about Black Americans. I think he could have talked more about the First Step Act that he put into place that helps with people who had been incarcerated for lesser crimes and worked their way out, which impacted the Black community quite a bit. I think that, when he talked about, Biden kept throwing allegations that were just made him just look lost and confused, or just mimicking Democrat talking points, which you would expect more of a president than to do that. When he talked about Charlottesville, and President Trump said that had been debunked. I think I was talking to someone who said it would have been more powerful if he had stated that it was Snopes, because that did come out on the 24th of June. Snopes came out and released a statement that the allegations against Trump, saying that there were good people on both sides, that meant he was talking about neo-Nazis, that had been debunked. What he said was there were good people on both sides of the argument when it came to taking down the statue. In that same statement, this is what Snopes said, in that same statement, he denounced the white supremacists and neo-Nazis completely. He said he was not talking about them and denounced them completely. So the fact that Biden brought that back up again, I thought was really poor form. It's what he used against Trump repeatedly, what the mainstream media has used against Trump repeatedly, what they have used against other Republicans repeatedly, to make it seem like we are all under this racist umbrella, when those words were never spoken and it was not factual. So the fact that he repeated that in the debate was poor form. I thought Trump was right on when he said that Biden is marching us into World War III. And that is my biggest concern. Having two boys that are draft age, I know they've spoken to me about it being a concern to them, especially with the bill that Congress just passed about the draft. And I thought he was absolutely spot on that. And I'm watching how Biden is incapable of leading. And that's why I'm going to vote for President Trump. I think most of you know I'm not a Trumper. I haven't been all in on Trump. But when I look at the state of the world, when I look at the state of my home, my purse, my 401k, my grocery bills, and I look at my family, under President Trump, my family was better off. My boys were safer. The world was safer. And I'm looking at Biden and putting him, I think it's bad for the country to put him on a debate stage again, because his cognitive decline was on display for the world to see, and that's dangerous. The weaker we look, the more dangerous the world becomes. And I know the Democrats are going to try and spin this, and I think that's sad. I think it's unpatriotic. I think it's un-American. I think when you're so tied to your party that you will put a man, at this point, I really feel like it's elder abuse. You put a man up there that is showing how weak he is to the world. You're willing to risk the safety of your fellow citizens and of people across the world by showing a man who is supposed to be one of the strongest leaders in the world having cognitive decline, and then just trying to look the other way and pretend that it isn't happening. I think it's terrible, and it shows how partisan things have become, but I think it shows how desperate the Democrats are. You all know I'm running for state senate against Donna Soucy. Donna Soucy has publicly stated what a great job she thinks Biden is doing, and I know families across this country, especially across my district, don't feel like he's been doing a good job. They're hurting. Families are hurting financially. They're worried about the future. They're worried about the wars that are happening across the world. And they want to have a safe, secure America. And I think that's what President Trump showed tonight, that he is the one to give us a safe and secure America. He talked a lot about the economy, and there's just no debating that we were better off under him. And the energy costs, these Democrats, even locally, my state rep, talking about how she wants to get rid of natural gas. You know what happens to the American family when we get rid of gas as a resource for heat? Everything is going to go up. All the costs, I don't know who these people are that think we can afford to continue to live this way, because I know I can't. And I know most of the folks that I talk to can't. They're living paycheck to paycheck right now. So, it was just, I was sitting in a room full of people, and often Biden would speak and they'd say, I don't even know what he's saying. What is he talking about? Like, he just went off. And his facial, like, if you're trying to, like, read his face and what he's trying to get across that way, it was just really concerning, because his facial expressions were just, like, frozen. And he would just be looking off somewhere. I don't know where. His mouth would be open. And anytime he moved his hand, it was incredibly slow. Like, at one point, he went to just, like, scratch. He had a pen in his hand. He went to scratch his nose a little bit. And, you know, normal people. But he was like, you know, and we saw that when he was with the parachuters and he was putting his sunglasses on. That's cognitive decline. That's not a normal speed for somebody. And I think it's very sad to watch this and watch them use him in this way. I think he did enough for them to continue to support him as their candidate, which I guess is better for us, because he's an incredibly weak candidate. The way they're going to spin it and lie about it should be a concern to everybody. I think Trump did well. I think he did what he had to do. He was, he was calm. He was direct. He did a good job at making sure that he addressed things that they weren't necessarily giving him the opportunity to, like to rebut some of the things that Biden did. They'd ask him the next question. He'd go back and say, I'm just going to clarify this. And I think he needed to do that from time to time, because Biden was lying about so many things that he had to set the record straight. I think it was a weird debate, because there was no, like, at the end of it, cameras just kept rolling, and of course that's the time that the audience would be applauding, but there's no audience there, so that was really weird. The fact they kept shutting off the mics was kind of strange. Like, there was no way for it to get heated or impassioned, because they kept doing that, which was, some people might like that. I thought it was a bummer. I like to see some heat and some fire in a debate. But that's my take on it. I just think that we are in a very dangerous place if Biden is reelected, because he is not strong enough. Cognitively, he is just not strong enough to be able to carry this nation forward. And President Trump certainly was sharp. He was on the money. He didn't miss anything. He didn't misspeak. He didn't misstep. He didn't have to take pauses to think about things. He was clear in what he said. So I think, I'm hoping that a lot, and he was right. The way that he has been targeted by his opponent, they use the judicial system to attack his opponent. And I hear that from a lot of people that don't like Trump. They've never voted for Trump, and they're voting for him this time, because they say if they can do it to him, someone of his stature, someone of his financial well-being, somebody who is as powerful as him, they can do this to him, they can certainly do it to the rest of us. And I hear that a lot when I'm talking to people. So that is it. I'm going to come on and read your comments after, because I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read them. I'm sorry. But I'll read them, and I will comment or reply to you. Thanks, guys. Comment under here. I want to know if you agree with me, disagree with me, what your take on it was. Like I said, I don't think they need to debate again. I don't think it's good for the country if they do, because I think it shows the weakness of Biden. And the fact that he would not take a drug test before this, I think, was very telling, because I could tell you, I run a sober home, and anytime that a guy doesn't want to take the test, it means that they know that they're going to fail the test. So that's what I've got. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.